Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon. Over there is our co-host, OT1 Kenobi. Thank you to everyone that's joining us today. OT, how are you doing? It's been a couple of weeks since we've been here talking Star Wars. How are you doing? It's been a long week. Kind of a long week for me, but seems like maybe a longer one for you.
I just realized why I feel tired and feel like I've had a weird week. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I was in New York last week and I left on Friday and came back on Sunday, so just like a quick jump.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I'm like out of whack and tired.
Yeah, I mean those trips, it doesn't matter how often you do them. They creep up on you once in a while.
Yeah, and for some reason I just couldn't sleep that much in New York. I think it's because of the noise. On Friday I went to bed like at 2 a.m. So on Saturday at 8 I was already awake. And I'm definitely super tired. I walked for like 10 miles that day. I was going to a concert at night, so I was like, I'm just gonna walk around until I'm too tired, and I did exactly that. So
all right. At least you made it back. You didn't get too tired and just drop in the middle of the street. Just leave me here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, apart from all that busy stuff, any Star Wars stuff you've been doing?
No,
reading?
Not I took the book with me to my trip. I did not read.
That's what you told me 2 weeks ago. So no progress there.
No progress. No.
Oh man, it's fine.
You know what's been pushing me? However, every time I go into time I go into Amazon and I see that the next Star Wars book is like shipping soon, I'm like, oh, okay.
Dude, I'll be honest. I didn't know it was coming out this next week. It's coming out on Tuesday into the
what?
Yeah, exactly. That was my reaction this past Monday when I think Michael Siglain posted that, in 1 week, we're getting closer to the finale. I'm like, oh crap, I haven't even ordered it. I'm not ready for this. So yeah, it's coming out in 3 days, basically, or 4 days.
Holy shit.
So yeah, I'm not ready. I'm started reading Wayseeker. Can't really talk about it because it's on on embargo. I'll just say, and it's part of the book, it's basically Vernestra is out way seeking, and the council sends Indara to go find her and bring her back to Coruscant. So that's basically the book. So I'm about a third of the way through. The main mission or the main storyline now is going to kick off, so we'll see where it goes. I'll just say it's about 80 years after the events of the High Republic. And I guess about 20 to 30 before the Acolyte. I'm guessing that last part, but I think that kind of matches up. Just so you know the timeline we're playing.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I'll leave it there. I don't want to get into trouble and do anything more.
Okay.
All right. For anyone that might be watching out there, thanks for joining us. If you're watching us live, thank you. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes, especially if you're a new visitor. Subscribe. Because like we were talking before we started, this will most likely be our last episode before Star Wars Celebration comes out in actually 3 weeks, April 18th. We'll probably have like 3 straight days of episodes. Friday, Saturday, Sunday we'll be here. But yeah, we'll take a little break, try to charge up our energies, get our midi-chlorians all ready for the excitement that's going to be Celebration. Comment down below if you're watching this later on the replay, and if you're listening to the audio podcast, thank you, and leave us a 5-star rating and review wherever you listen to podcasts out there.
I'm gonna have to like prep for that. Like, it's gonna be like Super Bowl. I need pizza. I need wings.
You gotta get everything. Get those Instacart, whatever people do out there to get their food delivered. We're locked in.
It's gonna be late at night for us, so no, I'm gonna be like a teenager with money.
Yeah, I gotta get my family ready and tell them sorry between like 10 p.m. or whatever it is till like 4 in the morning.
We live in Japan time now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out in the living room. You do what you need to do out there, but I'm gonna be here. I'll be asleep during the day, and at some point we'll be here live talking about it. But it's gonna be fun. Star Wars Celebration is always fun. And we're going to be talking about Celebration in a couple of minutes.
We'll probably be able to do it like in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And it'll be breakfast for us. We can have like pancakes.
Yeah. We will probably finish our show and then we'll go right back into Celebration Day 2 with the way everything works out. All right, before we officially start, I see there's one comment out there. Who's
Brennan is in the chat. He's saying he's not watching the trailer. He's seen everything he needs to see. Hello, Brennan. Glad to have you here with us.
All right, Brennan. I'll give you a little heads up, but in a couple of minutes, we might show the trailer. So just turn back for about 2 minutes and then come back. Well, I'll let you know. You'll see when the screen pops up.
Just hide us for a second.
All right, but if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars news.
Star Wars news.
All right, so the big news, if you want to, it's news, but it's what we expected, and I'll put this out there, what to expect for Andor Season 2. We'll go all over what we think, respectfully, right? Or we'll speculate responsibly, I should say.
Respectfully.
Yeah, we'll
not insult anyone as part of the speculation.
We won't say that we want pairing to be thrown out the window of the Coruscant apartment, but we'll do that responsibly. All right, Oti. So the official trailer, because we got a teaser maybe 2 weeks ago or something, was pretty recently. And then as Star Wars likes to do on a regular Monday afternoon or Monday morning, they released a full trailer for Andor Season 2. Similar length to the teasers. I really don't know why one is a teaser and the other is a trailer. That's the Doctor Who trailer. That's for later.
Oh.
All right, so let's go ahead and watch the trailer real quick, Oti. We'll discuss it, and then we'll jump into Season 2 of Andor and, again, speculate. Let me take this banner.
Leave, Brennan, leave.
Yeah, Brennan, just give us a couple of minutes. Or you can just watch it, Brennan. Just share
close your eyes.
I don't think there's anything too revealing, but
it's really just a teaser trailer.
All right. Let me see. We're not gonna. There we go. All right, let's watch this.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win. It's a different kind of mission.
If that shot of
flames, it will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win.
Russell.
We have
to. Looks so much older.
Yeah.
We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
Ah, yes, my boy.
They're building a weapon.
Love clay. Oh, there's Morrow.
The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the same.
I love
what
everything.
Is that?
Yes, and you're ready to fight. There's a future here.
Is that a wedding?
Those who dare.
That's your friend.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Welcome to the rebellion.
There we go.
Yeah, dude, that's April 22nd. Sorry, I saw a little bit early, but dude, that trailer, you know what I kind of realized after I watched it a couple of times? Like the first teaser, I love the vibe of that one because it kind of, we're taking that fight to the Empire, but this seems to be like, no, the Empire is gonna fight back. Like it's not as easy. Yeah, of course, you want to fight or you want to win. It's not that easy. So I love that this trailer is kind of the opposite, even though it's have some shots of hope of Cassian saying "Welcome to the Rebellion," which used to be our call sign here. We kind of walked away from it. But just a different vibe I got from this. That they're building a weapon. Krennic is there. Those scenes from the Senate with Mon Mothma. I don't know. It gives me a different vibe. That the Empire is still very powerful at this point.
I mean, it's interesting. I think basically this is the period of time when the Empire is just closing its fist around everything. Because it's the period of time that's gonna lead to people being like, "No, we need to go to war." The Empire has existed for what, like 10 years at this point.
Yes.
almost 15. So and still like no actual war has started. So this is the moment when things get nasty.
Oh yeah, and it hits. I just finished a rewatch of season 1 of Andor, and again, I love everything about the show, and it hits a little bit different after reading Path of Fear, the Reign of the Empire book.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly the Mon Mothma scenes in season
Mm-hmm.
1 when she meets with Luthen, and she's like, "I'm the first one to fall if this goes south." There's a bigger spotlight on me, like people are watching. After reading Reign of the Empire, you understand why she feels like that. So it
Mm-hmm.
hit a little bit different. So I can't wait to then watch Rogue One after season 2, because everyone's been saying, "Oh, after you finish season 2, you gotta go straight to Rogue One because it's gonna feel different." I can already feel it just with a book. I can't imagine what it's gonna be
Also,
after season 2.
if you think about it, this is like a super full circle moment because Rogue One was the movie that reintroduced Mon Mothma to
All right.
to the fandom in a way. That's when Genevieve O'Reilly came back to do the role. So yeah. Super cool.
It's great for someone, right? Sorry, you're in Star Wars, where you got cut from the.
You got cut because George Lucas was mad at Natalie Portman. And he cut her
Sorry,
scenes.
you're not really acting. You're gonna get cut, and now you're beloved by everyone in the fandom.
You're back.
Yeah. So, anything that stood out for you, just real quick, watching the episode? I mean, the trailer.
I mean, that scene where Deidre's like grasping for air.
So let's go right there, because I've seen a lot of people point to, "Oh, is she being force choked?" I didn't take it that way. To me, it seemed like someone is buckling under the pressure, like she's pulling at her collar, just like it's too tight. But I don't know. I didn't see that. Oh, she's getting force choked. I don't know.
It kind of looks like she's getting force choked.
Okay.
Either that or she's like having a panic attack, and she's like,
Yeah.
I need air.
That's how I took it, but
I get if she's getting force choked, it's not necessarily Vader. It could be an Inquisitor. Rupert Friend is in this. No, he's not dead at this point, I think.
No, Kenobi's wait, because it's around the same time period, right? If we say
like
10 years. Luke is around 10 or 12 when Obi-Wan goes around, so it's kind of...
Yeah, no, he's probably alive. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think she's just feeling the pressure of everything, but we won't have long to wait.
If Vader is in this show, that's going to be like the best kept secret ever.
It'll be an incredible surprise if he's there. I have no expectations of him being there. If he's up, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense. Anyone that shows up in this show is gonna make sense for the time period. They can bring Tarkin, Moff Gideon, whoever. It kind of makes sense for the time period that we're.
Leia could show up. Like,
Teenage Leia.
She's a junior senator at this point.
She is,
more or less.
Oh man.
Maybe.
All right, okay, let's keep. We'll leave it for a little bit.
Jimmy Smith's.
Bale.
Bale
is a shoo-in. I
think he kind of has to be there.
I think as the last 3 episodes or whatever the final arc is when we might start getting all those bigger cameos.
Yeah, as the rebellion starts to form.
Yeah, as we're getting closer to Rogue One, we know Bail Organa is there. I'll say it during Reign of the Empire, Bail Organa and Mon Mothma are not in good terms till the end of the book, which again, it's probably 10 years before Andor. But it makes sense that by the end of this, they are working together. So
okay, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I love that shot of Saw Gerrera looking out the window, what appears to be Jeddah with the Star Destroyer over Jeddah City. Kind of letting you know that you might love Saw, but he's not going to make it out of this little planet or moon, whatever it is. So we have a scene of Mothma addressing the Senate, kind of talking, if we don't do something, the monster will come for all of us, which I'm guessing she's referring to Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll get Palpatine in this show as the Emperor, not as Sidious with Vader or anything? Would you want to see Palpatine in the show?
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
I would love.
I'll say.
Well,
I'll say no.
Okay. So I would love if we get like that Senate scene, and then we know that he's at the end on the other side, kind of blurred, but we have Ian McDermott speaking as the Emperor, but we don't get to really see him.
I would hate that, because I would be like, if he's there, then put him in a scene.
I'm the other way.
Either have your cake or eat it, but like, can't have both.
All right, then I'm gonna say, man, put me on the spot now. I want to say he's not gonna show up. I don't think the Emperor shows up.
No, but if he's, I just know like him and Vader are two characters that if they show up, people are gonna have thoughts about it, and I just don't care. Like if they show up, I'm totally fine with that.
I'm fine with it because, like we said, it makes sense that they're there. If we're gonna have these shows up from the Empire's point of view, that rebellion is growing, it makes sense that the main players are there. Like, I'm not gonna be mad if they're not, but it makes sense.
If Maul shows up, they really have to work to make it make sense.
Yeah, Han Solo.
Yeah, precisely. Like, could there be a story where that happens? Yeah, sure. Like, it's not like you're bringing in old Luke into this.
Hey, the war between worlds, it works in mysterious ways.
I think you would have to work overtime to sell us on that.
Oh yeah.
With Palpatine and Vader, like, no, story kind of revolves around them and what they're doing.
Yeah. If we, I was gonna say, if we get a scene like the Darth Vader scene in Rogue One when he meets with Krennic, like that length, I'll be okay. But I don't think he's gonna show up there to force choke Deidre, because she's like a low-level administrator for him. So yeah.
I was gonna do a real world comparison. Imagine if they do like a movie about the period in time that we're currently in. Like they do a movie about U.S. politics in this moment, and people are like, Musk and Trump better not show up. Like, I mean, it's kind of about them.
That's the reason there's a movie, because of those two. Also, I haven't seen anyone say that it wouldn't make sense if they show up.
Yeah.
So,
but there's gonna be feelings, good ones and bad ones.
I'm not expecting them to show up.
No,
but if they do, it makes sense, and I trust the team behind the show to make it make sense and make it memorable. So I love
them to trick Tony Gilroy into doing these things.
I mean, he's done. It's like, this is the most important thing I've done in my whole life. I think I'm done with it. I love the little scene that we get with Biggs, Brasso, Paxson, Wilmon Peck in that planet, with that wheat planet, just having fun, having a family dinner. And then the Empire shows up. We know that from one of the shots that Brasso gets kind of captured.
Yeah.
I feel good that they're kind of settled, but also bad that the grip of the Empire is tightening around them.
I think they're super dead, man.
I think they are. I think Biggs might be the one that makes it all the way. That scene that we just hear, the voiceover of Biggs, which I'm guessing is talking to Andor. I don't know. Basically, it's saying, if I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fight to survive. I can't remember exactly, but something like, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it all the way.
Okay.
I think it's after Brasso maybe gets killed or he gets captured, taken away. I think that's when she will join the fight, per se. Will she make it out? I don't know. There's the question. Why are they in Rogue One? Because they showed it in a series, right? But why weren't they?
Because the movie came up first. But
yeah.
That's how, the show didn't.
Man, I'm also just let them have fun. Let them survive. We'll see. Okay. We'll see what the fight is for them. Maybe for them it's just
B2 emo make it out.
I'm gonna say yes. I never want to see a droid die. Of course, we've had a couple die, especially the one that's gonna be introduced in this show. I know a lot of people say that he's gonna grab B2's kind of memory or whatever and put it into K2. I don't fall into that camp. But maybe that's a way similar to the way they
I
rescued
kinda-
L3, but we'll see.
I kind of like that.
Okay, again, I'm not gonna be mad if it happens. Do you think B2 makes it, or is he dead and that's how they
He makes
move
it
his over?
inside of K2.
K2. All right, so any guesses? And I tried guessing.
Yo, hear me out. I'm
All right,
sorry.
forget about me.
Hear me out. He puts the ship into B2 Emo, into K2SO, right? And now B2 Emo has this body, better technology, so he's working better. But he's so emotionally scarred by Marta's death that he just turns into this dick.
Or Marva, sorry.
Marva.
Is
yeah, I was confused, but Marva, yeah.
Marva. And that cynicism.
Is it Marva?
I said Marda, but it's Marva. Marva Andor. I mean, it could be. It's emotionally scarred getting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just emotionally scarred through it.
Yeah, he got kicked or flipped over at the end in that final episode, so he's still angry about that. Oh, can you guess at what type of arcs we might get? I tried thinking about it. It was almost impossible to. Apart from the Gorman massacre that we know is gonna go for like 4 or 5 episodes, like I don't know. Even watching 2 trailers, I can't figure it out.
Nope, no idea.
That's something that I'm surprised for this show. That even though we had a season 1, we know where this ends in Rogue One. We've been told that every 4 episodes or every 3 episodes it's 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
I can still figure out where the show is gonna go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
No, but if you think about it with season 1, it was the same thing. Like we didn't know going in that we were getting a heist. We were getting what was the other thing? A prison
arc. The first one just I don't know that Ferrix arc at the beginning, and then the funeral arc. And there's a weird episode in the middle that kind of connects everything. But after they escape Narkina. So who shows up? We already mentioned Bail, Vader, Palpatine.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get like Gina Erso, Bodhi, Galen? Do you think any of those might show up as we get closer to the end of the season?
Bodhi show up in like a trailer or something?
You thought that there was Bodhi, the one that Saw Gerrera is kind of
I'm 100%
you're here and you're ready to fight. I don't know. That's Riz Ahmed. All right. If it is, we'll show this clip for 20 years. But I don't think it is.
Did they say something about Jyn Erso? Because I saw a couple of articles.
I haven't seen anything about it.
Okay. I think she's going to show up.
Okay.
I kind of think so.
I hope that she shows up. I hope that Enfys Nest shows up.
If Enfys Nest shows up, you guys are going to have to sedate me.
Dude, give me that Enfys Nest. She knows Saw Gerrera. We know from the novelization, right? She shows up at the end. I mean, at some point, it's the novelization of Solo or something that she shows up to meet with Saw.
Right?
Yeah. They know each other. Give me that scene. Don't give me Jyn Erso. I prefer if Enfys Nest shows up to meet Saw Gerrera.
If I could have one or the other, 100% Enfys Nest. Like, what are we doing here?
So I really hope she's there, especially if it's on one of those episodes that just forgot his name. Luthen shows up to talk with Saw Gerrera, and Enfys Nest is there already. We get a scene with those 3. Dude, I'll be very happy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Do you think? So we have a scene in the trailer of Cleia, which I love. When I did my rewatch, Cleia, which the first time I watched her, she was like, "Okay, it's great that she's there, but she's not one of those characters that jumps up when you talk about the season."
Was Cleia?
Exactly. Cleia is the assistant to Luthen.
To Luthen, yeah.
But she's extremely important to what he's doing. Like, she's that person, not calms him down, but tells him, like, dude, you're sleeping. You told Andor who you were. You gave them all the information about the ship. Like, you're losing focus of what's going on. So she's this character that kind of works a little bit in the shadows. You don't really know what she's doing, but she's very important to the fight. And then
But she's in the book.
No, I'm talking about
okay.
the trailer now. She's the one that says, "Oh, they're building it's a weapon. They're building a weapon."
Okay, yeah.
So, do you think there's a possibility that that Luthen, when he hears that they're building a weapon, that he either has a scene with Galen, or that he sends Bodhi to meet with Galen and kind of put all those together when he finds out that the Empire is building a weapon? Maybe he's involved in that connection between those two. And that's a way to bring both of them into the show.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe.
It's a lot.
Maybe.
All right.
Maybe in that last arc.
Yeah, the last arc is going to be...
leading to...
Yeah, well, obviously. But it's going to be very interesting to see how they tie it. And if they start bringing all these characters that we know from Rogue One. Maybe we don't need them. Maybe just one or two. Or just one. Just Galen. So before we started, Oti, I asked you about Andor's sister, Carrie. In season 1, we know that Andor left Kenari. Thanks for reminding me that name of the planet. And leaves her sister. Sorry, he doesn't leave. He gets taken. He gets taken by Marva and Clem. And the whole show starts with him trying to find his sister. Halfway through the season, Marva tells him, "Hey, forget about your sister. Everyone on Kenari was killed. Don't go looking for her." I think that's coming back.
Yeah.
I think that that plot line is coming back, and maybe he doesn't find her, but that's going to be part of the show moving forward. And I hope, because it was how the show started. So let's finish.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be a nice way to bookend. Like, it all started because of that, and maybe it all ends because of that.
Yeah, maybe he sends Biggs to stay with his sister, and that's how she survives. Biggs and B2. I'll say it. B2 will still be that little roly droid. I will go with Biggs and Carrie.
I was gonna go with a very 2017 theory. I was like, could Andor's sister be Rey's mom?
Oh man, first she was Jin at one point. No,
Jin. Wow.
Jin, of course, and was he gonna be Rey's mom? Everyone was Rey's mom. I think Jin Erso at one point was supposed to be Jin's mom also.
I mean, per theories, not per the story.
Oh no, of course, all the theories.
Okay.
Same as Snoke. Snoke was everyone. All the bad guys were Snoke at some point.
Snoke was Darth Plagueis.
All right, so your buddy Cyril Karn.
By the way, it's been 10 years. We still don't know who Snoke is.
It's a test tube baby or something.
Oh, look who's here.
Who's there?
Buck is here.
Buck, hey.
Buck is saying, "Is it Saturday? Time means nothing to me anymore. It is not Saturday, Buck.
It's not Saturday.
Alberto changed the day, and now we do this whenever he can.
Whenever. Sorry, Buck. You know, life and time have no meaning. And whenever you say, glad to see you too, Buck. It's been a while. Whenever we get a chance, we try to talk Star Wars. Fridays or Saturdays. We'll be that for a couple of months, but we'll see. It's working out. I think it's working out. All right, your excuse me. Your favorite twerp of the Cyril Karn. I love all his scenes with Edie Karn with his mom. I had forgotten about most of them. They were so great. The hate that both of them have for each other. Not hate, but kind of disrespect.
He hates her.
Yeah, I guess hate is a
and I would hate her too.
I spoke with Uncle Harlow. He got you a job, an interview. What's your expectation? What do you hope Cyril is doing? He seems to be involved with the ISB now, which would be a great honor for him. I think he gets hit in the face by Biggs in that trailer. I'm not sure if it's him, but hopefully it's him.
I'm gonna be the most boring Star Wars fan. I have no idea what he's doing because I don't really see him in the ISB, but maybe he is, and he sucks at it, and that's his story. Yeah.
I'll say, even though I don't think he'll be part of the ISB, but they'll bring him in as a, hey, you have information about Andor and what happened? Come talk to us. Because I think there's a scene that he's in that chamber that we love.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think in one of the first images that was revealed months ago, even before the trailer came out, he was there in one of those.
What if he's force sensitive and he's the one choking? What if he's Rey's dad?
Crap, you jumped that gun.
What if he's Darth Plagueis?
Snoke.
Damn
He's
it.
the stranger. Actually, he's the stranger's master, and he took over Plagueis' body. We got it. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye. No, I don't know what he's doing. We'll see.
Right. I think it will be just as ridiculous as he was in season 1.
There. And that's all I care about.
Man, those scenes were so... I understand why his supervisor was like, dude, I'm going to meet with the ISB to tell them what's going on in this sector. My numbers need to be down. I'm not going to bring them a double murder. Those guys were in the city part of town. They jumped the wrong person. It happens. Drop it. And then he comes back and the freaking ISB is there taking control of the whole sector. I'm like, motherfucker, didn't I tell you to forget about this?
Idiot. Freaking corpos.
Oh, man. So, yeah. I love one of my favorite parts of Andor where all the ISB scene, like Partagaz is such a great addition to Star Wars.
Yeah.
I hope we get more of those type of scenes. All those Empire scenes inside that ISB building were some of my favorite to expand how the Empire is working in this time period. And now you bring Krennic into it. That's gonna be hopefully some of the best scenes we get.
Look at this. The Empire falls because Cyril can't follow an order. Fuck. Yeah. Basically. So Cyril Karn not following on order is the nexus point, the trigger event that sets everything off.
It's like they say,
in a way, he is Rey's dad.
Yeah, he is the last hope. It's like how people say, "Oh, without Jar Jar Binks doing whatever he did, they never would have found Anakin." If Cyril Karn didn't eat that blue cereal, none of this would have happened. So.
Bless you, Cyril Karn. He's such an idiot that he became a rebellion hero.
I was gonna ask after the first trailer, I'm like, do you think there's someone that might turn? Will Cyril Karn something happen and turn to the rebellion? I don't see it, especially for him. But
I don't see it. But all jokes aside, I hope he kind of goes through that. Because in a way, that would also be him separating from his mom.
Yeah.
That'll be like the ultimate FU to Mrs. Karn, who definitely needs a very good FU.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time if Callus did it in Rebels in a way that made sense. You can do it here.
And Callus was kind of evil.
He was very evil.
He massacred the Lasat. Cyril Karn is just an idiot who has a terrible mom and needs a hug desperately. Yeah. So yes, I hope he turns.
All right, we're changing our tune now. Hopefully he turns. And he's the one that delivers the actual plans to Bodhi. And that's
Buck is in FU territory. Right now. He's like, I don't want it. I don't need it. You know what? I see it. I hope he gets the hug he needs.
All right.
And you know who also needs a hug? Deidre. Like, just send them to fascism rehabilitation camp, reset those brains, and send them back.
Yeah. Poor Deidre. She needs a hug, but yeah, she's not turning. She's not helping anyone. Just her career. But she's just a great character.
Maybe if they hug each other, that'll save them.
Man, I was on that boat when season 1 ended, even watching the replay, that final scene between them. But it's just the heat of the moment that he saved her. I don't think there's any... From his side, obviously, he's infatuated with everything that she's doing and what she represents.
No, he's madly in love with her.
Again, it'll be 5 years. We'll see. We'll see what happens. He likes to tailor his suits, make little adjustments. So who knows? All right. I think that we can end it there. We already talked about K2 a little bit. No idea how he's going to be introduced in terms of Andor kind of flipping him to be...
I hope it's in the first arc, though. Like, I hope we have him for the entire show.
I'm gonna put it more towards the middle, maybe the third arc. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean K2. Come on, that's one of the best characters that we have, or best droid. So
has Alan Tudyk been doing press though?
No one has been doing press apart from that little YouTube thing that we got, and there were three people there. There really hasn't been anything.
You're right.
We'll probably get a couple of TV clips before the season starts in, again, 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks from now. I'm sure they're gonna do the whole press tour. So we'll see.
Yep.
All right, so that does it for our look or speculations for Andor season 2. Let's jump to the big thing happening in 3 weeks in the Star Wars universe, and that's Star Wars Celebration Japan. OT, let's take a couple of minutes to do the same thing. Kind of speculate on what we might see during Celebration. We already talked a little bit about it during our last episode when all the panels were announced. We talked about all the cool ones that were announced and also what was missing. We're not going to retread all those steps, but just kind of what we think might happen or might be announced. And let's start right there with the showcase, right? We said there's no Lucasfilm showcase. Kind of discuss why we think there's not going to be a showcase, especially title Lucasfilm. There's no Indiana Jones. There's no Willow. There's nothing Lucasfilm apart from Star Wars. So it makes sense that not to have a big panel if they're not going to be bringing all these actors, directors, or whatever. Do you think, and we talked a little bit before we started, after every panel, some of the actors, they go to this main stage or the celebration stage where there's a host and then they do an interview about the panel that just ended. I think that Kathleen Kennedy, obviously, I'm guessing
she always shows up there. Always.
Yeah, she's going to be at Celebration. So I was thinking that maybe she comes out early on that first day to have an interview. And in that talk, she revealed something that either it's the same thing that she mentioned during that recent interview that she gave that talked about all the movies that are coming out, or maybe expands on, hey, this is why we didn't have a showcase, or this is why Daisy Ridley not here. She finally got the script. She's reading it. And James Mangold is busy doing this. So I think she'll be there and she'll give a little bit of the information that we might miss from not having a showcase, but we might get something with her there. And I'm okay. That'll be pretty cool.
Or maybe she doesn't. And
sends a pre-recorded message.
And you just gotta wait. I do think Daisy Ridley is gonna be there though. Like, again, there's not a panel, but the whole, why is there not a Force Awakens?
Oscar Isaac is there talking about Paul Dameron in the 10th anniversary.
He's doing an hour-long Poe Dameron panel, and we don't get a Force Awakens or Revenge of the... What?
Hey, we said we were not gonna
just release a movie in the 50th, and I'll shut up.
You'll be happy. I still think we're still 3 weeks away. There's still time for a secret panel to be added, be it a 20-year anniversary for Revenge of the Sith or a 10-year for Force Awakens. Even if that Poe Dameron panel turns into a 10-year anniversary, we'll take that. Again, it's 10 years of Poe Dameron. Do we really need an hour of Poe? We'll see.
And he's only been in 3 movies. If he wants to show up in more movies, then maybe he can get his own panel.
Maybe. In that first movie, he was knocked out for half of it because we thought he was dead. So, Another thing I was kind of thinking, and maybe I'm wrong, doesn't during Celebration, right after the big announcements or at the end of Celebration, doesn't usually another article comes out again on Variety or Hollywood Reporter, kind of recapping everything, and there's always something else added to those articles. Mm-hmm. So maybe there's a big article after Celebration with Kathleen Kennedy, other people talking about the future, or maybe it was what she said 3 weeks ago, and then we just wait till 2026 for Mando and Grogu and what's
she. To her defense, she did clear up a lot of things. Like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a lot of things that I thought were gonna be kind of revealed during Celebration. It's like, come by surprise that she did that, and maybe that was her way of saying, "Hey, yeah. Anyway, here it is. This is the next 4 movies that are coming out." So All right, so moving to the animated panel. We have a panel celebrating everything animation for the past, I don't know, 20 years or something, or 15. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of animation. And then there's, and what's next? And there's been rumors that there's 2 animated shows that are going to be announced during Celebration.
2.
2. So we cannot speculate that one of them is going to be the follow-up to Tales of the Empire. We got Tales of the Jedi. We got Tales of the Empire. They're pretty well received by everyone in the fandom, so it makes sense that they'll make another one. If we do get another Tales of, what would you like to see? What do you think might be the follow-up? We could.
I mean, it depends on. I'm gonna say Tales of the Mandalorian because of the Mandalorian movie coming up.
All right, I had it as Tales of Bounty Hunters, of one of the possible. We can get a Mando one, a Boba Fett one, or Pre Vizsla. Give me, who was the first Mando Jedi? Pre Vizsla, whatever.
Post Vizsla.
Post Vizsla, whatever it is.
No, it was Tar Vizsla.
Post Vizsla, you bastard. I see that Dale is in the chat.
Oh, hi, Dale.
Oh, friend Dale is here. Welcome. Hello there, Dale. So other options that I wrote, the Bounty Hunters one or a Mando one makes sense as for what you mentioned. Mando Grogu's coming out next year. It's been a year and a half or something, or maybe 2 years since season 3 of Mandalorian came out. Let's start putting it back into people's mind.
Yep.
So it makes sense we get something with him. So that'll be a good one. I would love to see something, either Tales of the First Order or Tales of the Resistance. So we haven't really seen too much of those. So we'll see. But I think the Mando one, Bounty Hunters / Mandalorians, I should, maybe not Bounty Hunters, but more Mandalorian centric, is something that a lot of people kind of been speculating for a year now. So that'll be a good one, and then connected to the new movie coming out. And then for a longer series, like Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, Resistance.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
It's only one answer, right? The path.
I don't know. I'm still hung up on that Luke Skywalker, Kylo Ren thing. But we're getting the comic, so.
So I had 2 options. I got the path because we got Ventress reintroduced in Bad Batch. So it kind of makes sense that it doesn't make sense, but it will be a cool idea.
It stays to that tradition. Well, we got whatever.
I thought if it's because Bad Batch was a backdoor pilot, right? With Clone Wars season 7.
Yeah.
So I had that same thought, but Rebels kind of came out of nowhere. Resistance came out of nowhere. Yeah. So it works, but it doesn't at the same time.
Hey, but Rebels in many ways is kind of a Clone Wars sequel.
Yeah, but none of those characters were. It is. But if you want to stay in this time period, in this rebellion time period, doing a show with called The Path or with those characters, Ventress, Quinlan Vos, you can bring Reva in after the events of Kenobi to tie that half. Moses Ingram, of course, do the voiceover. Yeah. I think that's a pretty cool way to keep going. You can do multiple seasons of that, finding Jedi that were lost, battling the Empire. There's a lot of stuff you can still work over there. Or do something that connects to the sequel trilogy. And it can be that Luke Skywalker, New Jedi Order series with Kylo Ren, and then it goes all the way to Snoke, and then we can figure out who the hell Snoke is and Rey's mom.
Or maybe it's something completely different in a completely different area. A Shit's Ascendancy show.
Yes. I mean, I'm not gonna just give me Orlani, right? We all just want to see our Orlani.
Or a movie set like 10,000 years before everything.
I don't think we're getting that far. A cheese one will be pretty cool. I don't know. I think everything we're saying is not going to happen, and that's usually the best way, just to be surprised. I'll take a cheese one. Ascendancy and another galaxy out there.
I want them to blow my mind, honestly. I want them to reveal something. I'm like, how the hell are they going to pull this off?
Yeah.
Because, like, I say Luke Skywalker show, but, like, yeah, that's, like, one of the 3 possibilities that we're all thinking about.
Yeah.
So, I want them to just blow me away. Like, what?
What could be something? I think a cheese ascendancy one. It's something that would blow people away,
Or
because
something
that's
that we just don't know what it is. Like, even before the High Republic, we had the Mid Republic.
When the High Republic is ending, it's pretty popular. We can do they can do something in that era. It can be before the events that we know, after.
Filoni comes out, he's like, guys, I just read the High Republic books. They're great. We're doing an Everany show. Stay with me.
Come on. Oh man, I would love to see an Everany. And I mean, you haven't freaking finished.
Just calm down.
There's something very important in that book that would also make a cool show.
In what book?
In Tears of the Nameless. You need to finish.
Come on.
All right. Anyway, hopefully we get a long form series or whatever you want to call it. Again, animation has been knocking it out of the park, and which then goes to our next point, which is live action series, which there's nothing on the docket after Ahsoka season 2.
It was supposedly shooting already?
Yeah, they posted a couple of days ago. Yay, we're shooting. I thought they were shooting months ago. But
wait, who posted it? I saw it from a not reputable source.
No, freaking Ezra.
Oh, he
Esfandia,
okay.
man. Yeah, he posted something on Instagram, I think, and said we're shooting Ahsoka season 2 now.
Oh, so he's in it. Good.
Yeah, surprised he made it back to the. He's finally getting that. He's the one that needs the hug. He needs that hug from Hera on screen. Live action series, Oti, we've been vocal, especially you, that Disney Plus is in this kind of figuring things out. They like to experiment with things on Disney Plus and TV shows, how everything's released.
Mm-hmm.
We've mentioned ad nauseum now that after Ahsoka season 2, there's really any live action show that's announced. There's no live action panel at Celebration. Could we go without a live action show announcement, and then we just get those 2 animated shows plus all the movies that are coming out, and that'll be the future?
Yep. That's exact. If I had to bet, that's exactly what I think is going to happen.
It wouldn't surprise me the way things appear to be going with Lucasfilm live action shows.
Mm-hmm.
Everything seems to be poised now to movies, which is what they've been missing for the past 10 years now, almost, or 6 years. I'll be a little bit bummed.
Because of their own choice, by the way.
Oh, yeah, there's no one. If you want to blame someone, which I don't think there's no one to blame. We didn't get movies. We got like 6 different television shows. So there's nothing to complain or to blame anyone. But yeah, this was a choice. People doubled down during the pandemic that TV was going to be the savior. And now everyone's hating how streaming has kind of damaged the whole landscape. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be extremely surprised if we don't get a live action show announcement or something that's coming after Ahsoka.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be a little bit bummed if we don't get something. Won't be surprised, but maybe one every 2 years or something between movies. But
we'll see. But
right.
I'm definitely not expecting an announcement.
Yeah. All right, let's finish up with the High Republic. We know there's a publishing panel as always. A lot of the High Republic writers are going to be at Celebration. They're going to be in this panel. High Republic will be ending 2 months after Celebration. I believe in June or July is when Trials of the Jedi comes out. We mentioned earlier today that Into the Light, which is the final young adult novel, and that's second to last book in general, comes out this next week on Tuesday. So we're only 2 books away, not counting the comics and some of the middle grade, but 2 novels away from ending the High Republic. Do you think we'll get an announcement of what's next in this time period? I believe Michael Siglain said that we're not done.
Yep.
What do you think, what do you hope that might mean in terms of new books in this High Republic era?
Man, I wish we get like another event. This was so fun. I mean, I would expect maybe we get another type of event, and we just get scattered High Republic stories, or maybe not. Maybe they're like, let's go back 300 years or 400 years and tell a new epic story.
Yeah. But if they go back, let's say 200-300 years from phase 2, which is like 200 years prior, I mean, there's no outpost at that point. There's no hyperspace lanes almost going to the outer rim. So it'll be very Western kind of.
I think it would still be very interesting because, again, like, think about how the High Republic works, and it's so different from the galaxy that we know, but they still make it work. Like, comms don't work ever.
Never.
Like,
they never work.
It's so static.
They got that little bunny ears or something.
Hyperspace is like the super bizarre thing that works sometimes in some places. So I don't know. I kind of hope. I honestly don't know, because on one side I want to be like, I hope they're like, hey, let's spend some time with Porter Angle and Loden and Great Storm and Jorah Mali when they were younger.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would be fine if they were like, we're just going to tell the scattered stories every once in a little while for now.
I was leaning more towards the scattered stories idea. I think more in a selfish way, like I need a break from the constant bombardment of books. Again, I won't be mad, but I might have to change the way I jump into them.
I hope if they do this big ambitious initiative again, I hope it doesn't start like this year, like maybe in a year and a half or 2 years. So
what I would say in terms of how this might work with scattered stories, and not getting again into the book itself, the Wayseeker, this Indara and Vernestra book, seems like a kind of scattered story that makes sense in the High Republic era, because this is at the tail end of the High Republic. If you call the Acolyte High Republic era, this book fits in that. And there's a lot of connections to what happened before. So something like that with different characters, either before the events, during, or after, makes sense and can work just as its own little scattered separate story for those characters. And that works. So if you want to read about Porter Angle, there you go. There's a Porter Angle story. You don't need to read 20 novels or books.
You know what would be so cool, though? What if they go like, oh, you've read the story of the High Republic and you've seen the Threat of the Nile and the effect of the Republic, but there's like one thing you haven't seen in this era, and then we get like, oh, this new title, the High Republic, the Mandalorian Empire, something like that. You're gonna learn everything that the Mandalorians were doing at this time, which is completely separate from They're fighting the Amaxines like somewhere. Like, what?
There's some mention, there's something happened on Hetzal, so now we can go to the other corner of the universe and cause chaos over there.
They're in war with the Chiss, and nobody knew about it. Like,
man.
Again, because think about when they announced the High Republic, like, we didn't know what Project Luminous was. People were like, oh, it's probably from a certain point of view, but Empire Strikes Back. I remember those theories, and no, we're going back in time and telling this big, massive story. And everyone was like, what?
Dude, they took such a risk with the High Republic, and it paid off from the jump. I'm so impressed with what they were able to do. Seems like one of those lightning in a bottle that maybe won't happen again.
But they should still go for it. If it doesn't work, cancel it after phase 1, and that's it.
All right. So hopefully, give me a story. I need a young Elsar, Geos.
But again, I just want them to blow my mind. We just got, Alberto, 5 years of Elsar Man stories, basically. So like, we can take a break for a minute and do something different. And again, I want them to blow my mind. I want them to show me things that I don't expect.
Yeah.
Like when they announced the High Republic. Like when they announced Skeleton Crew as Stranger Things in space. Like, what?
Oh, yeah. I remember when Skeleton Crew were jumping out from High Republic when they said, Stranger Things in space. And people took that as being this horror vibe. And, it's going to be all creepy and bloody.
Give me that. Whatever. Do it.
Look, did you see, now we're going back to Andor. Tony Gilroy posted or said in an interview recently, "Oh, I hope that Andor, what we did with Andor in terms of kind of expand what you can do with Star Wars, someone else comes in and do it and give me a horror show in Star Wars, give me a comedy show, like a sitcom." And I thought our Skeleton Crew, which did that. It's this kid coming of age 80s pirate show that we didn't expect, and it was great.
It worked.
It can work.
Yep.
Yeah, so I was going to finish with the High Republic was talking about blowing our minds, like how that became a lot of people's, and maybe mine, like favorite era in Star Wars, with some of the best characters and best Jedi out there. It can work. You gotta take the risk.
Go back to the before times, before the acquisition. That trailer for the Old Republic PC.
Oh yeah, the video game. Yeah,
this is the closest we've gotten to that. Or screw it, do the Sith Wars. They've been mentioned in the High Republic. Go back and tell us a Jedi and Sith story.
I've been listening to the Bane trilogy for the first time. I finished the second book.
Dude, what if they? Or what if they're like, we're gonna do our version of Bane and Revan and everything, and it's gonna be this trilogy of Sith books. That'd be amazing.
We just got the Jedi in their height. Give us the Sith in their height. Do the opposite. All right.
Or they just
you gotta blow our minds. You gotta surprise us.
They just do Asgard Rogue book.
Another Darth Vader comic, and then we're done with it. Right, so
what I was going to say, the good thing about Star Wars is that it has a great bench of writers that it can pull to do this. So I would be super excited. I don't expect any of the hype, and we've talked about it, that some of them said they're
moving
done.
on. Yeah.
So good for them. Bring in new people to write this. I don't need, probably Charles Soule, and I expect him to stay around Star Wars for a while. So I don't need him to do this.
And apart from the High Republic, we know Alan Christopher is going to be in this panel. Can't wait to see what
crossed. I can't believe that a books panel could be like my highlight of Star Wars Celebration.
So
and I'm not even saying it ironically. Like I could leave that panel being like, wow.
It's great. I think Celebration, we forget we're used to Comic-Con and what Star Wars has done in the last couple of years of announcing all these movies and that slate. That's not what Celebration is. Again, it's a celebration of all of Star Wars. And those little moments about books being announced, that's what gets the fandom hype. Apart from, of course, everyone that's there and meeting all the people. But it doesn't have to be the next 10 movies. Little things like this, the next animated show, these are the next books coming out. Keeps us going.
I always say this when we talk about Celebration, but one of my favorite things are the random things they show on the live stream. Like, here's this guy who's been making Star Wars models out of Q-tips for 17 years. And like, oh yes, I made this Darth Vader helmet out of Q-tips. And you're like, what? This is so cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's always surprises. So we can't wait. 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, we're going to be sitting here on a Friday, probably around this time, talking about the first day of Celebration. So make sure to join us on that day. So that does it for our talk on Star Wars. Let's take a few minutes to talk about something that's not Star Wars in a world between fandoms. All right, LT. I can't wait for the next Game of Thrones show just to hear that soundtrack.
Are we getting one this summer?
When is the whatever an egg coming out?
The Duncan egg story. I think it's this summer.
Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Yeah,
Night of the Seven.
June, maybe. I think it's only like 6 episodes. It's pretty short, but
cool.
I don't know how long the story is in terms of.
It's very. Give me 1 second.
All right, just go get it. While you do that, I'm gonna get something set up, which is the trailer. I know you're not listening. The trailer for Doctor Who. We'll get that set up in a minute. This
is the first Game of Thrones book.
Okay.
The first season, and this is the 3 stories.
All right, so maybe 6 episodes is enough.
It's short.
All right, so let's start, Oti, with Doctor Who. Last time we talked about it, a new trailer had dropped for season 2. I was a little bit meh on it just because personally I wasn't ready for that trailer. I wasn't in a mindset to watch a Doctor Who trailer. Well, this new one came out the same day that the Andor trailer came out this week on Monday. So we got a double dose of Veruda Setu, as you see it also
Disney
in
Plus, baby. All right,
And
she's
this-
gonna be in both.
She'll be both basically running at the same time because this show drops in 2 weeks. April 12th, I believe, is when season 2 returns. Let's take a quick look at the trailer for Doctor Who season 2. I really enjoyed this one. All right. I'm trying to do this right.
Any day now.
Any day. We're trying, Ote. We're trying. We're doing this live.
Also, I'm like super hungry.
All right, we'll finish this.
I am the last of the Time Lords. I'm from a different planet, an evolved life form, and I have waited for the day of your arrival. I'm the doctor.
Doctor what?
Just the doctor.
Just the
All right, then.
doctor.
I'm called the nurse.
Good team. You left Earth.
It's been 2
It
hours.
was 6 months ago.
It's gonna be such a surprise when she figures out what's going
should
on.
get you back. It is bigger on the inside than the outside.
You need to get me home.
You don't need to rush, because
This is a time machine.
Oh,
He's such a great
1952.
doctor. I
Yep.
just
51st century.
The 803rd Interstellar Song Countdown!
Oh, we're so safe.
Worst day.
What year is this? 2007. Can't you get this box of yours fixed? Have you ever heard of the planet Earth? Never heard of it.
nope.
My parents are back home. Are they safe?
I hope so.
Oh, there she is.
Movie.
Movie.
What?
Roll up!
I think we're being
animated.
Gosh, I'm all flat.
David Sadler
And
is
this
doing to
waistline
Looney
is
Tunes.
impossible.
Killing it.
I will not fail you.
Everything is out of sync. Our entire reality is in danger. I promised that I would keep you safe.
But you can't promise.
I can. I will. I do.
Gotta love him.
That's a good trailer.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So I think what the first trailer, I haven't watched it really after it came out. It was a lot of image. This is happening. We got to.
This is way more of a story trailer.
Yeah.
Than the other.
And I love. It reminds me a little bit of some of the earlier seasons. That one, the companion just want to go back home, and something's wrong with the TARDIS that they can't. And again, the Doctor, even though he's an alien, he's sometimes one of the most human people out there. And that promise means a lot to him. Will he be able to keep it? We know that in the past, there's sometimes, unfortunately, he can't, or something happens.
But he
And that-
protected Ruby.
Yeah, I mean, he did that part. He brought her back. She was safe. But I love that this, at least from what we see, and it's not this companion that, yeah, I'm outside in the galaxy. It's so fun. So I want to go back home. Like, I need to be back. Take me back. And he can't at some point. Something's happening. But yeah, I mean, you got to love Nshuti as the Doctor. He's great. Veruda looks great as the nurse. I think Belinda might be the name of the character. But yeah, this story trailer was pretty epic. It's what you expect from Doctor Who. I'm very excited for this one.
Yeah, no, me too. I just want to watch it. And again, today's topic is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
When we started watching season 1, we did not know we were gonna get 73 yards. We did not know we were gonna get Dot and Bubble and
Dot and
everything
Bubble.
that happened there. So I'm excited for the show to take more swings and to see where it's going. Oh, and I don't know if you read anything Russell T. Davis has said. Mrs. Flood is gonna show up in every episode.
Oh man, I forgot how many.
These are what was her name? Susan Triad.
Oh, Susan Tech. Susan Triad.
Susan.
Yeah, Mrs. Flood, a big mystery from the ending. Haven't you seen a TARDIS before? She has all the.
we never know, like that
Or the
speech at the
outfits.
end.
Yeah. Yeah, and she didn't even show up in any of the trailers. I don't think she's there.
And
so.
she wasn't in the Christmas special either. Now that I
No.
think of it.
I hope
She
they
was
tie
giving him
also
a break.
something to the Christmas special. There's a mention of that time hotel or something. The time he spent with I forgot the name of that character. She was so great.
I was talking with Tony. It's so interesting how this Christmas special just are so different one from another. We get like these very random Christmas specials that have nothing to do with anything. Mm-hmm. But in the late Matt Smith era and Capaldi era, the Christmas special were like part of the story and integral to knowing. Like the River Song thing is a Christmas special.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so yeah. Can't wait. It's been what, a year since Doctor Who came out. So yeah, again, 2 weeks. I'm surprised. Last time, again, the show was coming back, but last time by this time period, this time point, we knew all the writers or the directors. We knew the names, the title for the
Doctor
episode.
Who? That's all available. That's all available.
The titles for okay.
Yeah,
I guess
and the writers. No Moffat.
Okay, I'll check out the titles. Titles always fun. Speculating what's going to happen.
Look them up. They're interesting. Again, the last ones are like, oh, what do you mean?
Empire of Death Part 2. So let's go to Daredevil. We got 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. Very different episodes.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay, so I'll just say 2 very different episodes, but might be the best episodes of the series so far. For different things. 2 characters shows up. One in each episode that I love.
I know which character showed up. You posted it on Blue Sky.
I just posted. I didn't say it was.
You posted that the day after the new MCU thing dropped. Oh, I wonder why.
Sorry, I'm gonna call you Batman from now on. You're the world's greatest detective, and you figured it out. But you don't know how they're.
No, I have no idea how they come into the story. No, I actually completely forgot it came out. I have to watch it.
I'll say that's the problem with Daredevil, and I don't know. I blame the MCU or Disney Plus. I remember that day off because someone posted like 3 hours before. Oh, new Daredevil! I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. And I'm enjoying the show, but there's no marketing, no promotion.
The 4 episodes I've watched, I really like it.
They've been great, and these 2 that they came out this week, I think are the best episodes so far, or good. Close to them. So, not next week, but just send me a message. Let me know what you think. And then for myself, I've been watching The Wheel of Time season 3. I gotta finish the new episode that dropped yesterday. For people out there that watch the show, season 3 has been knocking it out of the park so far. So really enjoying.
Wait, I've been watching a couple shows. The Pit on HBO, it's amazing.
I watched glances, and it's pretty good. On my wife.
My wife loves it because since she's a doctor, it's extremely medically accurate. So like even when there's a continuity error, she gets upset. She's like, "That's not how it works. It's just a continuity error."
That's like you with every lawyer show.
Yeah, and I'm also watching The Studio on Apple TV.
Okay,
dude, it's
I want to start it.
Hilarious. Yeah, like the ending of the first episode and the entire second, it's amazing.
All right,
it's very good.
All right, so I want to watch that one. I forgot it was coming out. I remember seeing the trailers a couple of months ago, and they're starting to do promotion now. They're going to different places promoting the show. My wife mentioned it, so we'll start it this week.
And Severance ended, and it was incredible.
I watched like 2 episodes of Severance.
You suck.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
The best show on TV. Best show on TV.
Did you watch Adolescence on Netflix?
I have not. I don't like. I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
All right.
Is it good?
It's pretty tense. Yes, it's very different from. I don't want to say American TV shows that do this type of show because it happens also on some British shows. I do love those type of shows. There's a murder and they try to find. Like the first episode tells you who's the
murderer
of the suspect, and they arrest, and then there's usually something happens, and actually it was this person you never thought about. This is not that show. Okay. But it's the way that it's shot. Every episode is only 4 episodes. Everything is one take, and they actually did them in one take. There's no fake cuts or anything. There's behind the scenes.
By the way, you just said the one thing you need to say to get me on board anything. I love like one take scenes. The studio kind of every scene is a one take scene. They probably have fake cuts though.
No, this is 50 minutes and some episodes are 1 hour, one full take. There's behind the scenes. They said they practice the full run through like 10 times before they even record. I think they said episode 1 or episode 2, they got it on their second take. There's a drone shot that people like, it's impossible they did it in one take. And the behind the scenes shows the cameraman kind of handheld attaching it to the drone, and then the drone flies away. So watch again, it's a difficult story to get through. Someone commits a murder, a 11 or a 12-year-old is charged of the murder, is suspected, and it's how that action affects everyone and how everyone sees it from a different angle. And doing it as a one take puts you right there with those characters. Watch the first one. If you don't like it, then that's fine. But maybe just the one take hooks you.
I'm a big fan of tracking shots. And
all right, so maybe that'll be the thing that gets you into it. All right, Oti and everyone, thank you for joining us. That's it for today's show. This will most likely be our last episode till Star Wars Celebration comes out 3 weeks from now. If something dramatic drops, then we'll come back and have an episode, but I doubt it. Thanks to Deo, thanks to Buck for being here, thanks to Brennan and everyone that might have been watching and didn't get a chance to jump in the chats. Thanks for joining us. May the force be with you, Buck, and with everyone. I was gonna say something, I forget what it was. Well, that's
see you in a couple of weeks.
Oti's hungry, he wants to leave, so see you next time. Stay safe, be safe, and remember, revolution is not for the sane.